Welcome to the Pocatello Business Podcast, the only Pocatello podcast focused on providing profits for Pocatello people. If you love our town and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Pocatello Business Podcast with your friend, host, all-around great guy, and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of Pocatello Business Podcast. I am actually traveling now, investing in my education. So I just snuck out of my conference to record an episode because we have super important guest on our show today, Travis Williams. This guy, man, he's helped me quite a bit, and he is the man. He is the creative director at Rumorfy Media. He did come from Blackfoot, so don't hold that against him. This guy deserves your respect. Not only was he a Marine, he's been in ownership of other rolling films, TC Rolling Films LLC. He's had a lot of experience helping businesses with advertising and all that kind of stuff, and creating videos for them and content. He graduated from Idaho State University, and he's just rocking and rolling now. So Travis, say hi to everyone, correct anything I said that was wrong, and let's go.
Hi, everybody. I'm Travis Williams, and Spencer didn't say anything wrong, so
That's
glad to be on the show. Thanks for having me.
That's rare. Yeah, thanks, man. Okay, well, first off, I gotta start with a quick sponsorship timeout. We are sponsored by Dell's Outdoor Advertising. They are doing an amazing job getting the word out, giving you some top of mind awareness. And you give Rob a call today and give him a call at 232-6886, and he will give you the first month for free or installation for free if you sign up for a 3-month deal on your billboard. So, and again, if you're going to do a billboard, guys, don't do what I use me as a bad example. I have a podcast billboard on the Shine Connector. It's too much content. It's too much up there. It's hard to understand. Don't do what I did. Use my other example on 4th and Clark with my New Clean billboard, and it looks clean. It's a quick call to action, and it's easy to read during the day or at night. So do that type of thing. Get your name out there. So Travis, back to you. Tell us about how you got started in this field.
So it's an interesting story. I did not ever imagine to be a videographer or in kind of filmmaking. I ended up joining the Marines, didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I always knew I loved art and was pretty good at it. So when I joined the Marines, I was planning on being infantry, because who wants to go in the Marines and not be in infantry? You want to be in the fight. And so I went into recruiter, and surprisingly enough, infantry was full. So I had to pick another one. And so I went down the list and found combat photographer, and that was very intriguing. So I picked it and went to, after boot camp, went to Fort Meade, Maryland. And that's where the school is to gain your training. After your boot camp, everybody goes and are trained in their job, their MOS. And I went to DINFOS, was the acronym, and Defense Information School. And I waited and waited and waited. Wasn't picking up class, didn't know why. Turns out my recruiter had made a paperwork error that would certainly changed my life forever. I went to my master sergeant, and I found out the error because I was waiting to pick up class and wasn't. And turned out that he had put me in the field of combat camera, but not with a specific job of photographer or videographer or graphic artist. And so the master sergeant was like, well, you can continue waiting. There's no photography class in sight in the near future because it was really popular. And or you can pick up this video course. And I was at first kind of scared actually because in my mind videography seemed just really complicated for some reason to me because there was audio and the class also was way longer than the photography course. But I was so tired of being there in limbo that I was like, yes, put me in there, get me out of here. Because in that defense school, you're not like a boot in boot camp, but they still treat you not like you have, not completely like you're a human being. You still have constrictions and things. So I was excited to get out of there, and so I was gonna do anything. But the very first day in class, they showed this like movie about the history of filmmaking, how and kind of how it started, and the really basics of it. And I was just like blown away. I just felt like this is actually the right place for me. And
Awesome.
from that day on, I've had some up and downs on it, you know, get fatigued and stuff, but man, I cannot see myself doing anything else. And so that was such a blessing in disguise, that little pen error that my recruiter did was one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me.
Well, that's awesome, man. And I'm glad it happened too, because you're very creative. You've helped me come up with some good content to bring leads into my business. So I know you can help other people within our community. And that's why we're getting you on the show today, so people can know more about you guys, because this guy knows his stuff. He will bring you leads. He will bring you some sales. So
I appreciate that.
yeah,
I
no
love
problem. Yeah. Okay. Well, what are some, maybe I like to ask this question because it's interesting to me. I hope our guests are getting good things out of it as well. But what are some of the common myths in your industry?
I guess the common myths, and I guess there's two sides of, there's common myths with just the video production side, and then there's common myths with just like the video advertising.
Uh-huh.
And it does have, you know, it costs, it's an investment. And I think a lot of people are scared to make that investment, but it's crucial that you do it, and you do it with the right people. And so I guess the myth is that it won't really work. You know, it's not that important, but it is important. You got to get the word out some form or fashion. And sometimes it doesn't make sense to do video, right? With your budget and stuff. But in some form or fashion, you have to get your word out there and have a branded message to make your business look unique, and communicate why your services or your product is important. And so,
Yeah. And why it could provide value to your customers.
Exactly. Yeah.
I feel like
and
sometimes
video is really powerful, very powerful, and it's how you keep up with your competition, really.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes we get mistaken sometimes when we're doing sales. And I think sometimes we think we're doing sales to our customers instead of sales for our customers. And we got to keep in mind, like, we're here to provide value. We're here to help their lives be better. And if we get that, and you take that perspective of things as you go to make your video or your advertisement, you're gonna be killing it.
Yeah.
That's one thing too. You brought up maybe a cost thing, and people think, oh man, I'm not going to be able to do a video or something like that. Not all videos, number one, have to be on a TV channel, right? They don't have to be on. Have you ever seen me with a TV ad, Travis?
I don't think so. I don't watch TV.
No,
actually.
exactly. We do TV ads. The big medium right now is Facebook. Use Facebook, Google, and that's where you're getting your leads from those videos. You have a simple call to action with those videos, and you will get some success. You know, and that's the thing. People think, oh, I just can't afford this type of medium to bring in leads. But if I have say you have an average customer of, $500 or $1,000 a month. That's an average customer, say, and you have a lead source over here, maybe referrals. It's not costing you anything. Okay, it's bringing in a few leads. You have another lead source right here that maybe costs you $100 or $200 a month. And then you have a lead source up here that's $500 to $1,000 a month. What lead source, would most people choose? And the correct answer is you want to choose all of them. All of them are going to bring you leads. And with that type of, average monthly customer, you're making money regardless. That's the thing. People underutilize their marketing budgets, and they actually need to put a marketing budget to their businesses, because that's how you get more customers, guys. And this is why Travis is here, because he's very creative with it.
One thing I do want to say is about TV is I still wouldn't underestimate TV. Yeah, we have Facebook, YouTube, and online stuff. But the mistake I think some people make is thinking that traditional media doesn't work because everybody's on YouTube or Spotify. Well, that's simply not not true. You look at these bigger companies that spend millions and millions of dollars on research.
Mm-hmm.
With that tool in their bag of that budget for research, they know that they should be on TV. People still spend a lot of money on TV ads, so it still doesn't have an audience. But what's great about the online stuff is it's made the smaller guy more powerful, because on Facebook you can make a video with a lower production value, and with the smaller budget you can distribute that media and get eyes on it. But that's not to say that TV is still not powerful, or radio is not powerful. It's
I didn't. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, right. All right, but sometimes you just kind of have to piggyback off these bigger companies that have the research budget, and kind of what are they doing, and they wouldn't be wasting their money, because if nobody was watching TV, Nike wouldn't have an ad on NBC.
No, exactly. And even Art Beery from Cole Chevrolet and Nissan and Kia said the same thing. Look at the bigger boys in the band and see what they're doing right, and kind of emulate them. And I didn't want to dog radio or TV. I've been on radio, but at the same time, if you have a smaller business, and you can't quite afford your TV ads right now, you can still have these guys make you videos and put them out in certain other avenues and still make money from it. So yes, there's still definitely a place for that. So
yeah, and it's just all about your budget and having a strategy. Like Chick-fil-A, I love Chick-fil-A's story about they at first nobody knew who Chick-fil-A was. They didn't have the budget to do a TV, but they came up with a great concept, a great branding image, and they went with billboards. And they still do billboards. You see the cow eat more chicken, and that just blew up. So it's more about your idea and your branding image. Well, distribution and media outlets are important, but it starts with that strategy.
Yep.
Whether you're doing video or billboard or anything, it starts with your strategy.
I agree. And I think Chick-fil-A has also been very good at building a community of people that just love their stuff too, because on their billboards, like you say, you don't see these pictures of, Photoshop burgers or chicken burgers, whatever. They don't do that. They do funny, eat more cow or whatever, eat more chicken or whatever it is. That's the kind of stuff they do. They're building a community, and that's something as a small business in a local area. That's what you want to do is your marketing too. So so perfect. So Travis, talk about you've done a few projects for us for New Clean, and then for some other things you've done in the past with us. Is it a painful process to go through? Let people know, like, hey, if I'm signing up and I've got a good idea to maybe get a message of what my business does out there. Typically, what am I looking at time-wise to get this thing made?
Oh, that's actually we were talking about the myths. That was kind of the other myth is, and on the video production side, for people trying to get into this kind of job and stuff, and even myself kind of underestimate sometimes how much work projects are. I don't want to say too much work, but because it is fun. It is
Yeah,
fun branding your business and coming up with cool ideas. And that's what I always try to do, is just realize how fun marketing is and video production is. But it is, if you want it done right, it's going to take some thought and it's going to take some time. And a big mistake a lot of people make is skipping the pre-production and the planning of a shoot, and because that's the foundation of having a successful product, video product, is that the planning and getting the things in place to make it look the way it should look.
I
Um,
for sure.
so, I mean, it depends on the project. So to kind of answer your question more is, it can be short or it can be long. I mean, there's things that complicate it, as
Yep,
far as like the idea. If you have this grandiose idea, um,
sure.
some ideas are way more doable and fast than others. And when people come to me, they come to me with their own ideas. We can work that out, or they can just say, come to me with like some goals they have, and I can come up with a script and a strategy for that, their goals and their audience that they want to reach.
I like that. And yes, he is good at that, guys. I come at him with some crazy ideas, and that's probably another reason I'm not on TV, because they probably wouldn't accept my content that I make, because it's kind of out there. We got big guys in tank
What?
tops. Yeah, we got it all. But it gets attention. It gets people smiling. Helps people understand our core values. Number one of them having fun and just being real with people. And yeah, and he's there to also help dial me back a little bit when he's like, all right, Spencer, you've gone a little too far out there. Let's bring it back. Let's get back on point. And he's good at doing that too. So
That's
uh,
Yeah, it's been really fun to collaborate with you. That's for sure.
yeah, and
I
here
really like
soon.
I really like clients that are willing to kind of be a little edgy and take a risk on.
That's right.
um, I think that's makes it fun, and I think the audience really appreciates it.
Yeah.
It
Well,
doesn't come across as just an ad. It comes
you
across as what.
exactly. And you and I both know, because we're both in advertising. We both graduated in that. I remember in class they always said, if it doesn't make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, it's probably not going to work. So I make my people get really uncomfortable. We're hitting them with, we're hitting them with pressure washers. We're doing all sorts of crazy stuff with these people, but it's on point with our message and our core values. So,
Yeah, it
and
is.
here soon you'll see another one coming out with Travis's help. So perfect,
Excited.
Travis. Say that.
Oh, I'm excited for it. Yeah, that's for
Oh
sure.
yeah,
Look forward to it.
perfect. So number one, guys, have a marketing budget. Okay, number one. If you want to grow, if you're in a stagnant state of your business and you're like, oh, I'm happy where I'm at, okay, whatever, don't worry about it. At the same time, you probably should have some marketing budget, because as businesses, you're always losing customers here and there, little by, everyone has a small attrition rate. So even if you need just to keep up with your attrition rate, just to stay at where you're at, you still need to be bringing in some customers here and there. So number one, have a marketing budget. Number two, get creative with the content. And if you're not creative, that's what Travis is for. This guy has creativity written all over his face. He knows what he's doing. He can make good things happen for your company and create something that's going to hit those potential customers right between the eyes with your message. And number three, don't be afraid to make the jump. Call these guys up, talk to them about your ideas, and then I think you'll be quite surprised that it's not going to cost you as much as you think. Because I think when we think of video, we all think, oh, it's going to be way too much money. I can't do that. Do you ever have people that are like maybe a little more surprised, like, oh, that's more affordable than I thought, Travis?
Uh, I don't see the surprised, but I like to work with people, and I can kind of the thing I pride myself on is I can do more with little, because
Sure.
you know being raised in the Marine Corps.
Yeah, sure.
That's that's what they do. They adapt and overcome, and that's I love to make things. I'm always looking for how this can be better for what I
Yeah,
have,
yeah,
and that's what I pride myself on. That's what I bring to the table.
I love it. And people, if when you're looking at your advertising, uh, I always look at percentages of income when I'm looking at my expenditures on P&Ls. And I maybe it's wrong, but I don't look at my dollar amount I spend. I look at the percentage I spend for the income for the percent of income. And if you're getting value, I mean, your customers are getting value and you're getting more leads, doesn't matter the cost. It's as long as you're making more money and bringing in more leads, make it happen. So these guys are the ones to call. So Travis, I got to take a quick sponsorship timeout, and then we got last couple questions for you, and then we'll roll out the red carpet.
All right.
Okay, we are also sponsored by Pack and Go. I'm telling you guys, these guys make it super easy to either store stuff or move to a new location, commercially or residentially. Give Darren a call at 208-339-2229. Again, they'll give you 1 month for free with a 3-month commitment for storage if you mention the podcast. So give them a call. They'll make it super easy. They deliver a pod right to your house. They drop it off. You load it at your convenience. They pick it back up and professionally move it or store it for you. So, Travis, back at you. We'd like to end with a few different questions that are always kind of similar. But number one, what what is something I didn't say that I should have asked you, Wise?
I think you pretty much covered it. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Okay. We'll definitely have you on the show again, talk more about this kind of thing for sure. Number two, what is your favorite local restaurant to eat at?
Ooh, let's see. I guess we end up at Texas Roadhouse quite a bit, so I guess
Okay.
I'd say that.
You gotta enjoy those rolls,
Yeah.
and that cactus blossom.
Too bad the peanuts. COVID took the peanuts.
Yeah,
So
freaking
hopefully they
COVID, taking
come
the
back.
peanuts away.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
oh, good, man. So people are listening to you, like, oh man, Rumorfy Media. I need to talk to this smart dude, Travis. How do they get a hold of you? How do they start a project with you?
They can call me 208-680-4625, or they can go on my website, rumorfymedia.com, and fill out a contact form, or just rumorfymedia@gmail.com.
And then how do you spell Rumorfy, just so they know, and podcast listeners?
Well, maybe that's one thing I should explain is how we came up with the name Rumorfy.
Okay.
One of my favorite directors is David Fincher, and I just love his style and how he does things and his mindset. And so before his Hollywood career kind of took off, he started this advertising and music video production company called Propaganda Films. And so I kind of modified that, and rumor is sort of like propaganda. So I went
Nice.
rumor, but that was taken. So we combined the word modify with rumor. So it's
I like
rumorfy.
it.
So it's spelled rumor and then FY.
I love it. And if you guys are looking for some propaganda, this is your guy. So,
Yeah, we're going to spread it. You spread your word as fast
that's
as you
right.
rumor it.
That's right. Okay. So go ahead and spell it for them, just so the listeners and everyone can understand it, so when they look up your website.
Yeah. RUMORFY
Cool.
Media.
Cool. Well, Travis, appreciate you being on the show today, and everyone give him a call. Promise you, you won't regret it. He'll definitely help you in your business. And like again, they're a local business. Let's keep things as local as we can. Thanks for coming on, Trev.
No, thank you.
Okay. Until next time, guys, have a great day. Celebrate your wins. And until next time, keep listening to the Pocatello Business Podcast.
Congratulations on spending a couple minutes getting just a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Pocatello business community. If you are feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.